Whoa!
I immediately want one. Now.
What?
You saw that, right? What? Yes!
Spectacular.
On with that. Get on.
That was Resident Evil. I knew it was.
Son of a...
Fucking Chris Redfield.
It's not about his...
Ethan! Yes! It's the time. Oh, yes!
Oh! Oh!
Jason, you're like 5 seconds ahead of me, just calm down.
Wow. Oh my god, that is a thing of beauty. That is a thing of beauty. So, right. First things first.
I was gonna say, let's start from the beginning.
Let me just quick COD.
And quickly say why more, like, have Rockstar not made enough money off GTA 5 already for
Yeah, just when you think Rockstar can't quite pull any more blood from that stone, ooh, we'll just squeeze it a little bit harder and we'll get a little bit more.
Don't get us wrong, obviously it is enhanced and expanded. So I'd be interested to see what these expansions are, and you know, I've played that game so many times. It's come out now. I had it on the 360. I've had it on the Xbox One. I've got it on my PS4.
Yeah, but how good? But how good does it look on PC? Like, imagine what it's going to look like with the PS5 graphics now as well.
No, the next one will, but that one, it's just people modded that much.
Yeah, that's the big thing. All you're going to get is kind of like upscale. You're never going to get true what is it? True 8K resolution, I think, is what they're talking about. You're not going to get a true 8K resolution from an enhanced version of Grand Theft Auto 5. But I do like what they've done to, dare I say it, pull, I suppose, the people who have left the community, just give them that little incentive. For every month that you come on, we'll give you $1 million in Grand Theft Auto cash. Which...
Yeah, but that's nothing on Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, it is.
You know what that did for me?
Half a car.
I never played Grand Theft Auto 5 because I fell out of it. Fell out with it like years.
You fell out of it?
I fell out of the car that I was driving.
I was unlucky there.
And yeah, just stopped. And that, for the incentive for me, the only thing that made me curious was the fact that they said it's free. So I thought, I might try it.
Yeah,
but I probably won't.
The free part's good. Because I remember not too long back there was postings going out, and I think it was in Rockstar's development, and a lot of people immediately went, oh, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming! I'm looking at you, Mr. Boss, for the win. Making all these goddamn videos, and those clickbaity fucking Grand Theft Auto videos going, yeah, GTA 6 is on the way, it's going to be in Vice City, because there's a towel on the beach and it says Vice City, and it fucking winds me up. I just take everything with a pinch of salt now whenever there's a Grand Theft Auto rumour out there. I'm like, until somebody releases a trailer, I'm not buying a fucking word any of you say anymore. It's like, leave it. It's good. The free part of it's good. I'll give them that. At least they're not going to make me pay 40 quid to get it on PlayStation 5. Because I did on PlayStation 4.
There will be some catch. Just you wait. There will be some catch.
Absolutely.
There'll be add-ons, or there'll be some sort of expansion pack.
Vehicles and guns and stuff that you can't get in the original one. You have to spend money on.
I mean, Casson nailed it when he said, well, "How far does a million go in Grand Theft Auto now? You might get, I'll tell you what, you might get some alloys. Your car will look absolutely... Well, your car won't look mint. Your alloys will look mint.
Well, he'll have 4 alloys, but no car.
I have to fucking steal the rest of it.
Oh, with hubcaps.
Spider-Man. No.
Yeah.
Can we please?
Oh, yeah. Dude.
As soon as I was sitting there and I was watching and I was like thinking of games that started with that sort of thing, and do you remember was it Crackdown or something like that for the last couple of Xboxes that brought games out and they started with like the electric powers and stuff?
Yeah, I was getting that Infamous vibe. I thought
that's the one, Infamous,
yeah.
Infamous, not Crackdown, yeah. And then I watched it and I got that little bit further and I looked at the interweave of the suit. Like,
oh shit!
That's fucking Miles Morales.
I mean,
and then I dropped my pants instantly. It was just yeah.
The first one's incredible. I tell you what, if you haven't played Marvel Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4, I fucking massively suggest that you just go out, get it immediately. Buy it off eBay, buy it off... I don't care where you buy it from, but it is worth a goddamn play. It's absolutely incredible. And if this game... I'm sort of like... They could, for me, copy and paste that game and continue the story, and I'd be happy with it. I'd be good. And the fact that it's now next gen...
Don't mind the little...
I'm glad they haven't named it Spider-Man 2 when it's just Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah,
well, the multiverse in it.
So this means I need to buy a PS4.
I was just like, I haven't played the Spider-Man game through because I wasn't well at the time and I couldn't get into it. But just watching that, you can see that they've got... I don't know if you know much about like the Miles Morales and stuff like that. They've got the sort of the like alter ego sort of things of the baddies. So like you've seen Into the Spider-Verse and stuff, it's Doc Ock's like a female and stuff like that. And
yeah.
If you see the Green Goblin, just even if you just Google now Miles Morales Green Goblin, it's not a guy that's made himself a little bit insane. It's a big fuck off gargoyle,
right?
That could like shoot fireballs and stuff. If they bring him into the game, it's just gotta. It's just like you see. Did you see the electric and stuff?
Yeah,
like on the logo and stuff like that. That's one of Miles's powers.
Was
there's like he's got his...
born in the first one?
I don't know.
Harry.
But yeah,
Harry. Well,
Harry was born in one, yeah.
Total spoiler. Harry wasn't in it right up until the end, and he turns out, oh, you might be fucking there. So,
well, was it? Didn't
I
Miles
gave you a spoiler alert. You could have taken your headphones off there. No, it's
but yeah,
it's really good. It's worth a play, even just to get a grasp of the fucking gameplay itself. It's stunning.
Yeah.
I think
there's got to be so much more to it as well, though, because, like I said, there's different dynamics of the Spider-Man.
Yeah, because we talked about it not too long back about what's the best Spider-Man game, and there hasn't been a good Spider-Man game in I don't know how long. And I always go back to Spider-Man
PS1.
Well, I go back to Spider-Man 2, the one with Doc Ock. That for me was the killer. I was good with that.
The ultimate Spider-Man on PlayStation that was based around the animation, obviously before the films and everything like that, was really good. But obviously it wasn't as sort of realistic and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact it's got to be, because obviously you know the dynamics on the Spider-Man game where you've got to like use stealth and stuff if there's too many people.
Yeah.
Miles Morales has got an active camouflage.
Right, so that's one of his natural.
He can go invisible for a while. He's got his spider sense and everything like that, and that's the electric web. It's called his Venom web.
Well, one of the big parts about Marvel Spider-Man on the first one that came out was the different suits, and there was these updates and these DLCs that were coming out with the different suits and the different powers, and it kept the game alive for those 6 weeks after. When a game normally dies out, you finish it, you've completed it, you go, oh, that's all right. But then they released DLCs, so you had the Heist, Black Cat, things like that coming in, getting involved in it as well. Fucking so goddamn cool. And they kept it going like that.
It'll be interesting to see the different suits and that in, because Miles doesn't actually have that many.
Yeah.
2 or 3. Like the one that was shown in the gameplay trailer there is the big Miles Morales suit.
It's his main
Like,
block, isn't it?
yeah, there's nothing much that changes with it.
So it's like black with the red
So
trim.
yeah.
Yeah.
So unless he gets like, I don't know, like upgrades and stuff to his web shooters and things like that, there won't be an awful lot that I can see that changes. But on that as well, he looked much older and much bigger. Because Miles, what is he, Jess? Is he 13 when he becomes Spider-Man or something like
Yeah,
that?
he's only young, like.
He's a lot younger and smaller.
He looks. He does
Is
look
he middle
older
school?
than towards the end of the Spider-Man game as well. When you get this, you get there's this cutscene, and then you're just like, oh shit, you understand. You get a bit more because up until I'd played this Spider-Man game, I didn't really have that much of a total interest in the Spider-Man and the backgrounds and things like that. And then you get to learn that character. There's a couple of sections where you play that character, and you go off and you're like, all right, you know what, I'll do a little bit of investigative work. And it's a huge story. It's massive. And then not too long after, we've got Into the Spider-Verse. You're like, shit.
If you're anything you're short of, ask the geeks.
Ask the geeks.
Jason, who is on that side of me, I don't know how he finds on.
This is definitely going to change in post, by the way, Mike. So you might have just pointed at me. Who knows?
It might be there. He might be there. He's definitely there right now.
I can't wait to move all them. Cheers.
Yeah, Jess is all about the DC and stuff like that. He knows what he's talking about with the DC. I've always been Marvel background and stuff. So
I mean, I'm looking forward
you wouldn't
to that.
tell that by now, but
the big one with that Spider-Man was gameplay. That Spider-Man game, and as I said, my favourite immediately going back was Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock. This one trumped it, and it nailed it, and it had a good story, like such good dialogue as well. That game was just borderline perfect. So if they copy and paste that mechanic into a new story, I'd be happy with that. But all I know is you're just going to get improvement as well.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to upgrade it because you can't spend hours of the game doing stealth and like creeping around to get the right plane when you've got a mechanic now of the Spider-Man himself where he can become invisible. So then you've got to it's bizarre.
Go, Jace.
Was Gran Turismo. There's not a lot you can say about that, though, is there? It's standard.
I haven't played Gran Turismo in a while. I haven't played a good
standard. It's just a standard car racing game, isn't it?
Gran Turismo 2 or 3 was the last one I played. I really enjoyed it. I spent a lot of time on it actually, but I haven't played one since then. So what is this? 5? 5 was it?
7.
7. Oh, well, there you go then.
Yeah. I mean, I had that.
Just shows.
I did the blasphemous transition to Forza. So I know, right?
Get out.
Who didn't?
I was a big fan of Forza. Absolutely nailed it. I Gran Turismo. I haven't played a Gran Turismo in forever. But taking a look at that, I mentioned while it was playing graphically, normally what you get in these racing games when everything's moving incredibly fast and you go like, your 150, 180 mile an hour as you get that motion blur of whatever objects are passing by. And you didn't seem to get that whatsoever in this. Everything was still rendered perfectly. You didn't have to disguise it with blur. It was crisp.
You could just see by the hand motions when they were driving the car, just every little tiny like click and stuff like that. Like usually they wouldn't bother with stuff like that.
Fucking with floppy paddles and stuff,
really
for gears.
That's what I was saying, watching. Yeah, it was just
the dials and things as well look absolutely dope. Every part of it. I think graphically it looks absolutely, like visually, it's beautiful. But again, it's a racer game. If you're into the racer games, it's for you. If it's not, then fair.
I just can't see it beating the Forzas.
They spent so much time and effort showing, like you say, the flappy paddles and stuff like that when you're driving. I can't play a car game like that, like a first-person car game. I've always got to go third-person. You can see the car itself.
Yeah, I had this thing. So, especially on that cutscene that they showed you, I think it was the DB. Was it a DB11 that they were showing you around? Aston Martin DB11. It looked like or something. I don't even know.
Cars.
I think it
had 4 wheels and an engine.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
But it's showing you all these beautiful things, the interior of the car, and you're getting this pan across, and all the design looks absolutely fantastic. Nobody fucking sees that when you're playing a racing game. I'm just trying not to smash it up into turn 3. That's my focus.
What we want to know, what does the damage look like?
What does the damage look like? Yeah, because that's where Forza, I think, started to nail it, when you can start getting damage onto certain areas of the car that would affect your steering and things like that. If they have that kind of mechanic that comes with it, that'd be sweet. Yeah, if it's a racing game, it's all right. I'd play it. but I'm not going to go out of my way. It gets a thumb up.
If it comes out on like Game Pass or something like that, like I'd download it. I'd say in a few.
Yeah,
it's worth a try, but can't see it being anything special.
Is it next week or the week after that the PS Store reveal is? It's definitely close. I'm sure they said the end of June.
I'm not too sure. I haven't read too much into it because again, with this build up to the reveal and then the delay of the reveal and then the reveal itself, there's been the internet's kind of
worth the wait.
I think it's the week after next. Don't hold me to that, but I'm sure they said like the 24th or 25th or something like that.
Something along those lines. Yeah. Go on, Jess, lad.
Next up was one of my personal favourites, Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank. Oh my god, that looks
graphically yet again just looked sick.
Visually beautiful.
But all games are going to be the way. I think.
Yeah, the main thing I'm noticing now is you remember with games, even up till now, you'll still get them. Your cutscene into gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always that a little bit better because they've had time to do it, and you're going backwards and forwards into your own sort of thing after that.
I'd use
this just looked
for something. For something very recent, which is it's very noticeable, but it's a lot better than it has been in other games. Final Fantasy VII is a good one because visually in cutscenes or that sort of thing looks great, and then when it goes back to the battle sequence, you could see the change. These sort of games, I think PS5, you're not going to see that. You're not going to get a drastic change.
I'm not sure if Final Fantasy does that because obviously it's going back to the old school mechanics and it's trying to make it look like the mechanics. Or if it's just obviously, like you say, the transition between.
Yeah. I think it's just too much for this for this hardware. It's far too much. But hardware is something we'll have to discuss later.
We have 16 hours set aside for that.
Yeah. But Ratchet and Clank, that dimension, Portal. Look,
that's what I'm saying.
Mechanic looks so fluent.
The bit at the start where they showed the trailer, and then they went into the gameplay after the trailer, it looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
Except the only way you could know that it was actually gameplay was the fact that now and again they were switching between weapons and stuff.
I think you've played a lot of the Ratchet and Clank.
Any of you actually? I was going to say views. I haven't played like any of them. I've been watching playthroughs.
All right.
I've never played them.
I'm the
kind of guy. I like them kind of games. Like obviously, I'm a massive Sonic fan, Mario stuff like that. I love the action adventure stuff.
Like your old school platform action adventure.
Yeah.
That's it. It's something fun. It's something you can just kind of...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's something to chill out. It's like I've been playing through Spyro because it's something to chill out to. It's something you don't need to put a lot of attention into, but you really enjoy yourself.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's quite a laid-back game, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can take it as you please.
That's it. There's no... This is what I mentioned, I think last time we were doing this sort of thing when I mentioned about games getting almost too carried away themselves, thinking, we need a massive open world. We need to do this. This is what the people want. And they just throw fucking... huge buzzwords at people like that, and games like this will just stick to what they know, do what they do, and do it right. And that works.
They get the simples right, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, this is what I was saying. Like even these games that they were shown before, that were just like really simplistic in the cartoon style and things like that. You've got the characters that were just the characters looked good and they were doing their own little thing. But then again, you'd look at the background and everything else that was going on, and it's just every part of it is just crisp and perfect, and each individual blade of grass is doing more than the characters are doing at the time.
I think you got to get that. It's that portal mechanic that really caught my attention, because normally with something like that, you would expect, typically if you've done it on a console now or anything like that, and you're changing things in such a drastic way, you would get almost like that slight frame rate drop, or just that slight rendering issue with textures, and you just didn't seem to get that whatsoever.
What it reminded me of, which is good, and I'm just going to use it as an example. If you're playing a game now and you get lag, and then all of a sudden you're in the place where you were aiming to go, but
I'm looking at you, Infinity Ward.
I didn't mention any names. But for that second or so that you've gone from my controller's not responding to, I'm where I'm supposed to
I'm
be.
back now, yeah.
It's that transition, but it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, that. I'm a fan of it. You know what? It's something, because I haven't played a game like that in so long. You'll see the playthroughs I'm kind of doing. I've avoided games like that almost, but it's such an easy sit down game. I'll probably pick that up.
Yeah.
It's quite good.
I'll sit with that.
But
What else do we have, JS?
Next up, I think I'm gonna lump these two together, even though they're at completely different ends of the spectrum, because they were only teasers. You had a Project Athea, which was like the whole dragons and
Sorry, just my little company that I'm slightly in love with, Square Enix.
I think
just for giving.
I think you could probably see me and Bernie at that point, just both gone.
Yeah. Obviously, it didn't show a lot, but obviously you got a good gist for the game. And then there was the other end of the spectrum, which was all cyberpunk and modern, which was Stray, which was the game where you played as a cat.
What?
But they haven't released anything else other than that.
Earth, could be one of the strangest fucking.
Is this the first time you boys have seen that?
I've never seen anything about it. I didn't even
I've seen. It must have been about this time last year, around about E3. It was something that I'm not sure if it was in actual E3 itself, but it might have been leaked. And there was a gameplay.
Yeah.
And it's basically just showing the cat, and how you go around and stuff. So it's like jumping up on ledges and walking around places and getting into places that nobody else can normally get into and doing things. And I think it works like, you're seeing that satchel sort of thing on its back.
Yeah.
You like a delivery cat, or you're transporting things to places, and you've got
I get
McDelivery cat.
Yeah, McDelivery cat. Yeah. So you're just like avoiding sort of It looked good then, but that was in sort of like it wasn't even like the Xbox One or the PS4 sort of graphic style. It was just like a basic render sort of thing.
So weird.
And to see it like that, it was just something.
It's such a bizarre concept, and that's what caught my eye. I was like, "What?"
Right.
But that's what makes it good.
It's one of those
How
trailers
can you call it a bizarre concept?
Eh?
Yeah, right. How can you call it a bizarre concept? We have Goat Simulator.
That is fair.
The best part is you say it's a weird concept, but I guarantee you'll pick it up.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
because
out of curiosity,
I imagine that up to the build-up of release, there'll be more trailers of things come out that will show you fuck all of gameplay, and I'll just go, I'm going to spend 60 quid just to find out what the crack is. I'm like, right, I need to know about this cat. I've got to find out more about this cat.
You actually just eat, sleep.
Yes, Jason just giggled that much there. The entire camera bounced.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think if you can have people pet the cat, everybody else might as well go home. We're on Game of the Year. That's it. Pack up, and fuck off. We're sorted. We're done.
Cyberpunk 2020.
Well,
but
I'm looking forward to
VR compatible. You can just stroke cats all game.
I mean, just to mention with that Project Athea as well, because I know that there was a lot of rumours going around, and I got excited the minute that I saw Square Enix's title pop up on screen, because I'd seen a few rumours and people were going, there might be a teaser of the next Final Fantasy, and I'm going, no, there's fucking not. There's absolutely not going to be. The minute I saw that logo, I'm not going to lie, I nearly threw this chair back through that fucking window.
When you watch through the playthrough, look at my face when I realise when Square Enix pops up.
Yeah, that's a game I'll pick up. I'm a big fan of told Squeenix. They keep me right. They've produced my favourite franchise of all time, so I'll be faithful, and I'll probably be picking that up.
What was next? No, the next one was trippy. It was Returnal, the one where it was the woman crashed on the planet. She was reliving the same day.
Oh, Edge of Tomorrow one.
She went mad. Yeah, she had to before she went mad, she had to do certain things before she
died
the next day.
She died. That looks very interesting.
Crash, they're being attacked by a monster, and then she'd have to do some other stuff, and then she'd die, and then start again, which is just
it looks a bit odd. It's the sort of thing you expect to come from the mind of Kojima. You just go.
That's it. I've noticed a lot of these games that they've announced, a lot of female protagonists. Like literally a lot. And
really
majority
noticed that,
of
but
these
yeah.
are now female protagonists, and
You're
nothing
right.
wrong with that. Just it's a big, obviously it's a big thing. You've got your Tomb Raider, you've got Last of Us, you've got like people love the games where you play as the female
It's a big
rather
sway
than
in
being
time,
big,
isn't it? That's
like
it's a
big
big push
strong
towards that,
man. Yeah,
as it
It's-
what it was.
Instead of
When you look at the old main franchises like Halo,
yeah.
you're talking a big
Uncharted and stuff
male
like that.
character. Yeah,
But yeah, that's
it's
definitely a game I'm
swinging
looking
in a
forward
new direction.
There's a, yeah, I'll probably pick it. It's one of those where I'd. You know what? I was going to say I'd pick it up. I think I want to see more of it because it looked to me like the mechanics looked very shooter. I don't know whether it's maybe just going to be heavily story driven or what.
Personally, I wouldn't really take it. It's neither in or there for me.
Yeah.
It's intriguing. I'd like to see how the story plays out, but that's because I thought it was so much like Edge of Tomorrow, which I enjoyed, and the concept of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really like it gameplay wise. I don't think it's like the one that we'll go to later on. That I said as a TV series, I'd love it.
Oh yeah.
As a game, I'm not sure.
Well, it's where we at now. Next one was the Sackboy: A Big Adventure.
Sackboy, Little Big Planet job.
Yeah, it's a spin-off of that, isn't it?
It looks like a game that'll just fill time, isn't it?
That's
It's like a bit of
it's essentially like their attempt at a Mario game.
like a party game.
Yeah.
It's-
Obviously, it looks like you can play it. 4 people can play it once.
We'll have Sackboy, then we'll have like Sackboy Adventures, and then we'll have back to Little Big Planet where you can like Mario Maker now, where you can make your own levels and things again.
And then I'll bring one out of origami. Origami Sackboy.
Then they'll run out of ideas.
Mario. There's not a lot you can say about that one, though. To be fair, is there? Next one I got excited about, and then realised it wasn't that at all. When I thought it was a Destruction Derby reboot,
Oh yeah.
which it was.
Destruction.
Just Destruction All Stars.
All Stars. Yeah.
I wasn't
Destruction.
It
interested in
actually
that.
looked like Destruction Derby meets Fortnite.
Yeah, I was going to go Destruction Derby meets Rocket League sort of situation. Yeah, again, looks like a bit of a time killer. It's one where you'll sit down. I mean, then again, I see it be a time killer, and you sort of just say, oh well, it depends on how it's going to play. But I think a lot of people said that about Rocket League, and Rocket League's now probably one of the biggest games in the world, one of the most watched games in the world. So what's to say that this can't go and do the same? But it looks like a game that doesn't take itself too seriously.
But I think Rocket League had the difference, though, didn't it? Rocket League had the football/cars. Like,
yeah,
I think it'll be an enjoyable multiplayer. It's something you'll get to play with your mates.
Yeah,
it's not something that you'll
enjoy alone.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be a multiplayer like
much
friend
like
game, isn't it?
Much like Gang Beasts. You don't go on to Gang Beasts and play Gang Beasts solo, do you? You want your boys. You want to be able to smash your boys to pieces on Gang Beasts. Yeah, it looks smart. I'd probably pick it up for the talk. Now I'm hoping
next one was one that. Yeah, the next one was the one you looked like the look of Bernie, which was the Kenner Bridge of Spirits with the little black furry things.
Oh, the little black Furbies.
Want me one of them? Need me one of them?
Yeah.
That is the most fucking adorable thing since Baby Yoda. That is more adorable than Baby Yoda. Change my mind.
I actually thought
I agree with you.
Your reboot at first, like, or a sequel to it, because it looked very similar to like the old Cameo game for the 360.
But
it looked interesting anyway.
It does. It looks like a fun little just adventure game. A few clever mechanics that I think I've mentioned and made a comparison to like Pikmin. So you can only reach certain areas with the amount of followers that you've got and things like that, which is pretty dope. I really enjoyed Pikmin. I've still got my Nintendo GameCube and a screen on top of it with Pikmin. I just need a SCART cable and I might get that set back up.
I'm sure I tripped over that GameCube one day when I was coming to wake you up from a drunken slumber.
I think you did. Yeah.
I've got I've got SCAR cables if you need one.
Pikmin playthrough coming up.
Yeah, perfect. I'll top one off.
I like it. Yeah, no, that's something I'll probably pick up. I'll be happy with. Much like the Ratchet and Clank sort of thing, because it's something. It's good, fun feeling game. Gets me away from all of the 60-hour playthroughs and things like that.
All the Call of Duties and the nightmares and waking up in a cold sweat because you think you've put a landmine down in the wrong place, or you forgot you had a self-revive,
or the person that won't stop fucking camping the one corner and shit like that. Yeah, I don't get as aggressive playing those games. How can people get aggressive with those beautiful, adorable little Furby-looking mofos?
Yeah.
Just in case I get the owner of the game, the company that makes this, is ever wanting to watch this, do me a favour, plushies. If you don't make them, sell me the fucking rights, and I'll have somebody on fire.
I'm telling you, Furbies.
Furbies. I'm on it.
Next was that random one that we just couldn't figure it out at all. At least I could. It was the Goodbye Volcano High that I said looked like a bit like BoJack Horseman meets.
Bit of a weird.
It's got to be just like a Telltale sort of game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
you get that
really
vibe, don't you?
Explain it, did
you? It was too angsty to talk about. It was just like burning diaries and things like that. It was just. I should totally have been a musician, so I'm going to make this decision myself.
Yeah.
Because they're all apparently from Midlands.
Like, you have to pass this exam. No, I don't, man. I don't have to pass anything.
Burn his notes. Go out the window.
I think there might have been a note on there that I might know you did. I'm good.
Let's find it.
Consummate professional. That's all I am. That's how it goes. Yeah, don't really know what to make of it. Didn't see enough of it. Going to be a story-driven game. Not really something that I'm not interested. Not from that anyway. I'd have to see more. I definitely need more.
There wasn't much to go off.
Yeah, it didn't really. Not at all for me. Even if I think I see more about it, it's not going to do it for me.
Bit different artwork-wise. I'll give them that.
It was it looked good. Don't get us wrong, it looked good.
It's unique,
but it didn't. Yeah, it didn't look like something I'd ever really want to play.
No.
So, next one was one of my personal favourites. It is Oddworld Soulstorm.
It's Oddworld! Abe's
like
back,
Oddworld
boys!
Games,
Yes.
The fact it's Abe as well, and it's not like one of the other random.
Yeah. That was dope.
Lemmings. Lemmings. For those with a slight anger issue.
Aye. Follow me. Okay.
It was dope. Yeah, you know what you get with those kind of games. You tell you what, it fucking takes me back actually as to how far back those Oddworld games actually go.
Oh yeah.
Christ, I think
1997.
Dare I say it? Yeah, dare I say it? I think I played part of the first one on a bloody black demo disc that I got with a fucking magazine.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember what else was on that. You know, it might have been a Wipeout game or something like that. But yeah,
probably.
And you look at how far they've come. But again, they do the simple things right. They know what it is. Deal with humor, keep people laughing. I think it was on the trailer. A lot of holy shit. It's quality.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Honestly, it was when you farted and they just went, nah.
Genius. Quality stuff.
Class.
And then there was the moment at the end of that trailer as well. Which was fucking
my God,
like...
I think that shocked us all.
Yeah. Cutting off the stitches. That's fucking... Cassad's looking at us like, what the fuck are you boys on about?
I'm too young for this.
You're too young, boy. Yeah,
It's always nice to have a baby in the group.
That's huge. God, that's almost been, that's been signature since 1997. Put it that way. Oh my God, Abe's older than you, Cass.
Yeah.
Abe is older than you. That is fucking staggering. I was playing No, I'm not having this bullshit. I feel like I could get out of prison for being on this podcast now.
But no, I'm really looking forward to that one.
You were playing with Abe when I was a baby.
Better than playing with a baby when you were Abe.
Hey.
Okay, moving
No.
on.
Yes,
Swiftly,
let's go
swiftly.
somewhere else.
Next one was the one that freaked Casson out. It was Ghostwire Tokyo with the headless
Ghostwire.
schoolgirl.
Oh, that's weird.
No, it was just was it headless schoolgirl or was it just a schoolgirl
head-
uniform?
Headless schoolgirls, portals to the dimensions.
Now, when this, I heard about this, right? This was, I did this as part of a video of what to expect from E3 last year, and this wasn't anything like I was expecting, if I'm perfectly honest with you, because I had it in my head that we were going to be looking right down the corridor of a supernatural horror game, and it's closer to what I see as like BioShock sort of games, and there is a good combat system involved.
Yeah, but like I mentioned when we were actually watching, it looks like they've got a load of the horror concepts or the ghosts, goblins, and fairy tales from around there and thrown them into the game.
Yeah.
So it's got meat behind it. It's got some substance behind it. So like they're not just headless schoolgirls.
Oh, I mean,
It's a
you've got-
specific type of spirit that you'll maybe need to know about and do something about.
Did you see the hand motions, and it looks like it's kind of doing specific signs for certain what look like spells and things?
Yeah,
which are
spells.
cool.
Yeah, there was spirits that looked like something from like The Grudge and things like that. And like Jason was saying, there's like a Slenderman sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think these are all like folklore sort of spirits that you've then got to work ahead, and it's very interesting. And like I said, I'd love to watch somebody to play that through rather than play it myself because I'm a shit house.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it looks good, but it's just not my taste.
Hi, I'm Bernie13. You might remember me from such playthroughs as Resident Evil 3. Join me as we play Ghostwire. Yes, I will be picking that up. I said right from day one when I saw that. I'm a bit surprised because I expected a horror game, and that's the reason I was going to pick it up. But now that I've seen it looks like there's more of an action element to it as well. It almost makes me want to pick it up more, especially with the way that the combat system looks like it works, and it works very much like a BioShock. Yeah, I'm all over that. I'm a fan. Looking forward to seeing what else they have down the line.
The next one, I don't recall seeing anything of it. It was Jet, the Far Shore.
Yeah.
Was that the one where it was like he was in space?
It
was
the
Spaceman and the kid, wasn't he?
The one where they were trying to was that the one where they were trying to rehab it or make a planet that started off with Day Zero?
Yeah, Day Zero,
and then
up to 200 something, and it didn't really show you any gameplay of anything. And I was like, I don't really know what this is.
Like Earth was ending, and they had to go and
yeah, it was a very strange trailer. It didn't show a lot.
It's like Sims on a fucking glowable scale. I'm going to think of it like that
it was like
until I know what it is.
Intergalactic scale, thank you very much.
Intergalactic Sims. Growing a planet over here, mate.
I've got it wrote down as some kind of space colony simulator.
Yeah.
Well,
nothing really much to go by. Still got, I don't know. Look, still got loads of time to wait. I'm sure there'll be more trailers that come out for that we can go by.
Yeah. Next one was one Mike liked, which was Godfall.
Godfall, yes.
Looked very World of Warcrafty and
very Devil May Cry combat system.
Devil May Cry.
That's why I thought
that's why I thought it was
tickling Mike's ballsack the minute that I saw a couple of the motions that looked very similar to the stinger that our good boy
demons pop up and
yeah.
If they pull out Ebony and Ivory, I'm fucking sold.
Yes. It did look tidy, that.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot shown other than the fighting, though, was there?
It was just the fact of the armor and everything was so spectacular and detailed, and the people you were fighting were wearing that sort of armor as well. It was so beautiful.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. When it first started, I thought it was going to be like a different version or an upgraded version of For Honor. And I was like, oh man, is this where they're going to go with this? But no, brand new game, Godfall. Looks good. Looks like, I don't want to say standard hack and slash because that almost belittles it. I think
that'd do for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of these games have their own kind of unique unique sort of thing. So a lot of people would probably look at Dynasty Warriors as hack and slash and shit like that as well. But
It's now the point where you can't call them platform games anymore.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to them. But you've still got to run through a certain place and do a certain thing. It's a platform game.
it's corridors and bad guys.
A beautiful, beautiful platform.
But it looks god good when you're killing people like it. Yeah.
God good. Yes, it looks God good.
It looks god good. Look, God for good.
But you do English well.
Redeemed himself.
Hey, balls to you. I'm on a few beers. I've been worse.
I'm on at least.
It's fine.
I'm on at least some.
Swiftly move on before I trip over my tongue again.
The next one was the one that caught my eye. It was one with a very interesting art style, which was Solar Ash.
Solar
it was
Ash,
the
yeah.
girl. It was like I couldn't tell if it was a male or a female. Like they were skating through portals, and they went down and yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I can't.
That one mustn't have done anything for me because it's just gone right over my head. I don't even you just saying that is just.
I can't even describe
Journey.
it really because it.
Journey, and not the band.
Just a fall down, girl.
There we go. Shouldn't have said it. Journey is what it reminded me of. So Journey's a.
No, wait. Was that's the one that we were talking about with the desert, wasn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
Where it's just
go.
a walk, and it's so strange. It's so unique because it's all just a game. There's no combat system involved or anything like that. It's all just based on the journey. But visually, it's great to look at. It's just a walk, and it looks awesome. It's so fucking good, and it kind of reminded me of that same artwork style. You know what I mean, Jace? If you Google Journey, just Google Journey computer game, and it pops right up, and you're just like, oh shit, it's that kind of art style. But yeah, those games, Mike, I think you mentioned it. It's almost like the indie games are getting a push to the point where they're not indie anymore. If you're getting this kind of spotlight, you're not an indie game anymore, and you can't keep fucking calling yourself an indie game. You've made it to the show.
It's more become a style than an actual thing now, hasn't it? It's like the sort of games an indie game.
Yeah.
Rather than the smaller companies being indie games.
I know it wasn't part of this, but another game got announced today, and it was, I don't know if you remember Alex Kidd from like the 80s. It was like basically it was Sega's mascot before Sonic, and they just announced the remaster in the original Alex Kidd game, and it looks like an indie game. It doesn't look like someone's actually like from a big studio has made it.
Yeah,
it looks
because
really, really
the
good.
original Alex Kidd was
System.
Streets.
All right then.
Like Paperboy.
Yeah, which they say like indie games now. It can be an amazing genre. Like it could be better than some of the big platformers. You know,
A lot of indie games.
Yeah.
I haven't played many of them, but a lot of them are meant to be brilliant.
If you would like,
Yeah, well, I got that pass the other day that Jay sent in the group. That one for a $5.
or had like thousands of games in it.
oh shit, yeah, is it legit then? So we're good with that.
Yeah,
I've got it. Yeah, there's a lot of decent games on it.
Just any viruses or anything like it.
I mean, if you want the perfect example,
from a studio.
if you want the perfect example of why I don't think we could probably call indie games just indie games anymore because they have that much goddamn potential, I give you Minecraft, ladies and gentlemen. And that shit sold. Well, actually, it's the largest selling game of all time. Yeah, and it's still selling.
It's still gone.
Nothing's going to break that record. I challenge
I mean,
you.
I could play that game now and not recognise anything because it's had that many updates since I used to play it religiously. It'd be a brand new game for me
It's dope.
because it keeps updating.
I'm going to do it again because I can never remember the figure. I need to remember how much he sold it for. And I'm not even mad because, fuck me, if somebody come knocking on my door and went, hi, we like your car, can I buy it for such and such? How
Isn't
much
it like 2.3 billion or something?
did not sell Minecraft for?
Hell not, she.
It's not bad actually, Jace, you're not far off. Just 2.5 billion though. 2.5 billion US
For a
dollars.
game he built in Java in a few weeks.
What the fuck were you doing last week?
You don't want to know.
Right.
Right,
Shoot on, Jace. Shoot on, Jace.
moving on. I'm going to leave this one to use because I've never been a big fan of this series, to be honest. Hitman.
Hitman! Yes.
Stick.
Yeah, Hitman 3. the final of the trilogy, as they put it, apparently.
Yeah, the final of the Assassination Trilogy, I think, is the way that they worded it.
Conclude the modern trilogy.
I watched people playing it a lot when I was younger. I've never played it properly myself, and I think probably Catton's the best to talk to about this because of how excited he got.
I don't play it religiously, like some people do with games, but it's one of them games that if I've got spare time, that's the first game I'll call it, because you can do different missions at a time, but there's always different ways to play them. It's a game that it never plays the same.
They did something,
no matter how you play it.
Yeah, they did something very, very cool. Not too long back with the most recent Hitman game, and they brought out those. It's escaped me now. They brought out those specific mission types.
Challenges. Yeah, you have to do
Sean Bean on one of them, if I remember rightly. So,
but they also brought out,
kill Sean Bean.
Ones.
Even in games, the man can't survive.
They also brought out ones where you had to do it, but the second you killed them, you had to finish the level, and if you didn't, you failed it, and you only had one attempt.
Yeah, they've done some really
good. If you killed the target, you had to finish the level, or it failed.
Yeah,
and you couldn't have a retry. It was stuff like that.
They did
kept it interesting.
They've always done very well with the DLC and the releases for it, because they kept that game alive so well. Like you said, there's the challenges for. So you've got to run it with, or you've got to do it in this outfit, in this costume,
Santa,
a Santa or something like that. And what's your starting weapon? Katana. Okay, so katana wielding Santa is now dropping in,
sword.
And you're just like, well. Not really going to do well hiding in the fucking snow here, am I?
I did try it. I tried the second one or the remastered version or something, and it's like when I was playing Splinter Cell. I'm no good at sneaking around.
Yeah, I'm not very good at sneaky games. I just run in and start throwing bricks at people.
Patience is key. It's tactical movements. That's what it's all about.
No, but when you're useless with controls and you accidentally press the wrong button and throw a grenade at someone, you're not going to be subtle, are you?
I was on Call of Duty.
I was a little bit disappointed when they said, now, here we go. Here is some in-game footage of Agent 47 at the height of the world in Dubai. And I expected some gameplay, and it just wasn't.
Rolled in the window.
At all.
Cutscenes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just cutscenes of him.
But was it though? Because
around.
It might not have been cutscenes.
It looked in game, but I was sort of like, all right, okay, I can get with that. But it was like,
I don't want to give levels away though.
Yeah, I think it lasted for maybe 30 seconds.
I'll definitely be replaying the other two before this one.
I'll be picking Hitman 3 up
just to make sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely be picking that one up.
Yeah, it does look good. Like, it might be something I'll consider, but like I said, I've never played the original two, so that's probably why.
Best way to do is run and gun. Throwing bricks and knives. That's all you do.
Bricks and knives.
Next up was essentially PlayStation's attempt at a Mario game, which was Astro's Playroom, is the best I can describe it.
It looked alright.
Yeah,
basically a little character running around collecting coins.
Well, Playroom,
doing high jumps.
Playroom used to be on your PlayStation dashboard, and I can't, for the life of me, now that I'm trying to recall, can't remember what happened to it. I think it was all tied into a PlayStation Move and things like that.
Yeah,
if I'm remembering rightly, anyway. But PlayStation Move and that sort of stuff. You know what? I love you, Sony, but Xbox had you on this one. The Kinect was just better. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
dust yourself off. Come up with something.
Yeah, but even the Kinect was bad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't get me wrong.
No one's done it perfectly.
You're talking about a situation, right, where you went from PlayStation Move and you had the Xbox Kinect, and you were like, "My God, this is the fucking pinnacle. This is amazing. God, look, I can stand in my living room and it's picking up every single one of my moves. Oh, Oculus Rift, that's cool. Let's go pick that up instead." Just fucking moves like that. You go, oh.
Not to go back to my age, because nobody mentioned it, but
I
was at university with a PlayStation 2, and I had a golf game, which was basically a box on the floor cables coming out of the box that plugged into gloves on your hands, and it like picked up your movement.
I'm about to
swing.
I'm about to one up the living shit out of you. Because I remember
Please do, I'm not old.
I believe, and I can't remember if it was PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, but I had fight pads. Now, these things were the future. So you had these things that you would, and there was loads of wires everywhere, and you would tie them around your arm, and you tie them there, right? You would tie one there, you would tie one around your back of your legs, and then when you threw a punch or a kick, it would detect this. No, that's not what happened at all. Because when you threw a punch like that, it didn't detect shit. It detected it when it came back because that was a fucking button. That was fucking it.
So
That was the future.
my earliest experience of cameras was the iToy, and you were just cleaning windows.
I tell you what, I'll give you that. Yeah, I remember that
Mine's
shit.
just weak.
Camera.
Tell you what,
Anyway, I feel like
I'll go one up further with cameras. Bollocks to you. Yours first one was iToy, Game Boy camera, bitch.
I just said that, you
fucking
little bitch. And the Game Boy printer.
The printer.
It was just
Brilliant.
It printed out 4 squares of black ink that you thought looked like you at the time.
Tell you don't know how good you've got it, Casson. You were 720 before we were 360p. Fuck it.
Back in my day, we only had 3 channels. We got excited when Channel 4 came out, and then Channel bloody 5.
Couldn't keep up.
I had to get off the sofa to change the bloody channel.
And look at how you have ended up. I'm glad I grew up in this era.
Fucking.
We are not alcoholics. We don't have a drinking problem.
Not at all.
No,
Alcoholics
not at all.
go to meetings. I go to parties when I'm not in lockdown.
Well, moving on.
Yeah, we went off on a tangent.
Carry on.
So, I can't pretend I have anything useful to say about basketball, but it looks
No,
very
neither.
realistic.
You don't get a lot from.
Old NBA 2K21.
Yeah, you
Kobe.
You don't get a lot of what you. Kobe. You know what the worst fucking part is, right? And I guarantee it right now. Kobe Bryant is going to end up being fucking DLC.
You reckon he'll be on the cover of the box or something like that?
I'm not too sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they did a special edition for it or anything like that. That'd be pretty cool of them, actually. But yeah, what are they? It said that it was pre-alpha footage. If I'm not losing the plot, I think it was pre-alpha footage.
They've been working on this game for a while now anyway, so it's probably already in game.
So you look at pre-alpha footage, and you can kind of see. Now I don't know whether that's just cinematic or anything like that. But of all the things that you would comment on, and I can't believe I'm going to fucking do this, it's the fucking sweat. And it's the
I noticed that as well.
It's the sweat, and it's the lighting. And you just go, that's absolutely staggering how good that fucking looks. And it does. It looks absolutely gorgeous. But again, I'll tie it back to what I said earlier about Gran Turismo. The inside of this car looks absolutely fantastic. The luxury leather, I don't care. I'm just going to write it off in turn 3. I don't care about the beads of sweat dripping down my boy's face, unless you're going to introduce me to a photo mode or something like that, and I really particularly care about that sort of thing. Not really bothered. A bit like, as long as they
Just
look
taking photos
alright.
of big sweaty men.
Don't get me wrong. I think
like
it's
I
something that they do just because they fucking can. I mean, they don't need to update FIFA graphics every year because you could break every game down like that, couldn't you? Well, it's just a football game. You could do that with fucking dots and dots. Easy.
Like I said, when we were watching. To me, the game I haven't played any of them games for years and years and years. But it was good. It was another one of them games. It's fun to play with your mates, and it's quirky, and you've got, like I say, you've got daft add-ons and cheats and things where you can get like bobblehead mode and stuff, so everyone's running around with massive heads.
Yeah.
And it's just a quick game. Like, folk can go on and love FIFA and go on and play FIFA. You can do like 1v1s and 2v2s and stuff on it, and it's just so insane. And it's good. It's not something that I'd buy every year and spend 50-60 quid on.
I'll tell you.
Buy season passes and stuff, but it's good for the laugh.
I'll tell you. Now I don't know whether this is to do with 2K games or if I'm gonna blame WWE for this. But fuck me, 2K games need to pull something out of their ass because that latest WWE game that came out was the most horrendous thing. And that could be honestly one of the fastest games I've ever seen to go on a sale ever. And I'm talking like 2 weeks after release because they just couldn't move units. It wasn't happening. People were getting fucking stuck in the ropes and shit, and the characters were just going like this on a consistent bit. That's going to be a gift. Fuck. Shouldn't have done that. Yeah, it was so broken. So yeah, 2K Games probably owes an absolute classic. This might be their chance. I'll give them an opportunity of redemption after that utter atrocity that they released.
I fell out with them when they missed a trick with the Wii U, and they brought out NFL, and everything you've got about NFL is perfect at having them game mechanics.
Yeah,
because of the multiplayer, how secret it is, and you know you got your attacking and your defending tactics. If you're putting if you're playing somebody in the same place as you don't want to be showing them what buttons you're pressing to do your attacking tactics and stuff like that. You got a screen in front of you. You can put a full game card on there. Why didn't you do that?
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that? Use a playbook. They just missed so many silly things just to improve slightly on graphics or performance.
I mean, it's not something I haven't played a basketball game in years. I won't lie. I don't think I'm going to pick this up. I'll play a demo because I think I've played it as
much as I do.
I think I've played a demo possibly for the last 3 years of the last NBA 2K games. Funnily enough, I haven't picked up a Madden demo for a minute. I might pick up a Madden demo shortly, actually. Bollocks to it. Why not? What do we have next?
Next one is that one we couldn't quite figure out if you were inside that guy that was having a number 2.
Oh,
Devil Inside.
Little Devil Inside.
Little Devil Inside, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looked good. It looked fun.
Another one. Yeah, seems to be an ongoing theme, actually. Nice, colourful games.
It had a lot of sort of Nintendo Legend of Zelda to it for me, but more fun. You know, there's a lot of laughing, jokey moments about it.
It was a bit.
Like dropping the bomb, getting the fire sword out, and bows and arrows and things like that. It seemed like that for me.
It looked quite Breath of the Wild sort of.
Yeah.
Maybe actually Breath of the Wild. Maybe closer to Wind Waker. That sort of stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's again. What can you say about it? It looks like a little fun.
Yeah.
Indie.
Yeah.
Indie style title.
Exactly. Yeah.
You have to watch someone have a little playthrough with yourself before you decide if you want to pick it up, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's more of a PlayStation Store thing for me. If it comes to there, I'll have a play. Wouldn't buy it.
Not going to be a AAA kind of title. But it's something that
indie.
It's something that if it takes 6 hours to complete or something like that, nice little playthrough.
The next one was that I still don't understand it at all, which was Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks.
I tell you what, I'm going to give them it. I'm going to give them this and say this was the best. This was the best trailer. This was the best trailer. I'm going to give them it. I'm fucking giving them it right now because it had comedic value and everything, and it's caught my attention.
I'm not surprised by obviously the developers are the same people who made Octodad of all things, which is obviously because you controlled each of Octodad's tentacles to get across the room and stuff. The same kind of art style. It's like a gardening survival game or something like that.
I take back what I said.
What?
It's actually like Viva Pinata on ease.
Yes. There's a game series I haven't had for a while.
It's like Viva Pinata.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Somewhere in the house.
Yeah, I totally forgot until you said Octodad, and I was like, yeah, Octodad. I vaguely remember Octodad. He's just fucking hit me in the side of the head there, you know, and you're like, oh, Octodad, that sort of shit.
Things got stuck to his tentacles and that, and
it looks.
Yeah, he had like human kids somehow. It never looked at the game, to be honest.
Totally fucking absurd, and I love it.
But that's why they make it fun.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. This is something I would probably pick up.
Yeah.
Even just off the trailer. I'd pick it up because it just looks fun, and I'm good with that.
Bit more information if it's got like a party element to it, maybe. You know, it'd be quite a party game sort of vibe.
Yeah, it looks just different. It's the comedic value that they added and things like that though towards the end. I dropped the lantern with my wiener hands. I'm like, oh, that's good. Just little shit like that.
That's the thing. I couldn't focus on it. I couldn't play it because I'd spend the entire time just going.
Yeah.
The fuck is that? Oh,
it's a strawberry and it's a beetle.
Yeah.
Why am I eating it? I was just talking to it. What's going on?
It just made me really hungry.
Can we also yeah, and that's another one. Catchiest theme tune of the day.
Yeah.
And I'm constantly going to be going strawberry, 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 boulder, 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 boulder.
Mushroom, mushroom, badger, 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 badger.
Please. No. Next we've got Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Oh.
This is Dark Souls.
Oh.
Epic. You wouldn't think me and Bernie are into the same sort of games, would you? Because you two are sitting silent when we go through these sort of things, and we're just like, I want to touch it.
It's not my cup of tea. Them
No,
games,
again, it's not mine either.
Pain, and suffering is coming. Fuck. Yeah, you don't get a lot. You don't get a lot from a trailer. You just get here's a lot of really, really horrible looking bad guys. Oh wait, there's a bigger bad guy, and that's basically entirely how the series of Forever played out. Is that you get punished repeatedly and repeatedly over and over and over again.
Like a really good character that'd be class for one of them games. Dante would fuck them all up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Boring, that though, isn't he? He's a devil.
He's not. He's a Nephilim.
A Nephilim.
Really sure a lot for that one, so we might as well just move on. Graphics that we looked at.
Oh yeah. It was good. It was good.
Next one was Deathloop, which was the one where the guy tried to escape and
Deathloop
died.
This is the one that I said would be brilliant as a TV series.
Now, and it's Bethesda.
It's guaranteed that I will smash a controller playing that game.
Oh yeah. Now, Bethesda, you fucking owe us.
After Fallout 76.
Yes.
You and owe Fallout
everybody.
4.
So please.
I enjoyed Fallout 4.
Please give us.
Horrendous.
It looks good. The first thing, somebody. Oh, what was it? What was the first comparison? God.
I said it looked like Fallout at start.
Yeah, there was a gameplay thing. Outer Worlds. So it's got that retro kind of.
The cartoon vibe.
Yeah, retro cartoony
I love that he had that little gauze pistol that didn't shoot anything, just shot of air, and the head's gone.
The minute that he goes swing and teleports up the roof, I went, "Oh, that's a little bit of Dishonored as well. That's pretty dope." Yeah, I like the look of it. I like the sound of it. I think the story's intriguing. I feel like there's probably, and you know what you get with Bethesda games and things like that. So there is probably going to be some underlying story behind the whole thing, to kind of keep you in there as well as some good gameplay. To be honest with you, with what you've saw of that kind of gameplay, I don't actually see it expanding any more than that. I mean, you're going to get into some bigger fights maybe, and there's going to be some stealth action and things like that. But you know what you get from those.
To move on to the next area. Just top up your Bethesda account. 99 pence for the next level.
Yeah. Wait a minute, you haven't subscribed? Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Subscribed? That will be £12.99 for not subscribing. Want to subscribe? That is £12.99.
You want to carry on?
Yeah.
Well, you need to buy the Deathloop Battle Pass, bitch.
That actually looks really good.
£99.
Pick up on release.
I'll be picking up Deathloop. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I will watch you play Deathloop like it's a TV series.
Fair.
Next one, I am so happy.
Is this Resident Evil?
Evil 8. Oh,
it was. There's been rumours spinning around for a minute on this one. Now, I mentioned this just very briefly, because just as the trailer was happening, there was an Easter egg found, and it's going to do my head in now. So if anybody has the capacity to possibly Google this, because I'm recording right now as well, I can't fucking do this. The Resident Evil Ethan file Easter egg, something along those lines. His fucking name was in one of the games and down as deceased or something like that from an Umbrella Corporation. Is he employed by Umbrella? Now, this blew my fucking mind, because I'm certain this I only saw this like 2 fucking weeks ago, man. And I was like, what? No.
Resi 7.
Oh, it was Resi 2, the remake. Leon finds his shirt, and it's Ethan's.
Is it Ethan W or something? Or is what's his surname? West or Ethan
Winters.
Yeah, and it says Ethan W in a file somewhere as well. And I think it's down as Umbrella Corporation employees. And it says Ethan W. dot. And I think it says deceased or something. Or MIA in brackets and shit. And I was like, what the shit? This whole fucking thing came out, and I saw it like 2 weeks ago, and it blew my fucking mind. I was like, wow.
Start of Leon's B playthrough, where you go down in to get his uniform.
Yeah.
One of the lockers.
Dude, I was so like, that was mind blowing for me.
This apparently, like, obviously we've seen the trailer. Chris is back, and we haven't seen Chris since Resi 5.
Yes.
Other than the DLC Resi 7 had, which was like basically Chris's. He's got PSP. Is it
PTSD?
Yeah, PTSD. Yeah. Because obviously for the last 20, 30 years he's been fighting all these monsters and everything. And then in this trailer, he just suddenly turns up, puts a load of bullets into some lasso's head, and it's Ethan again, screaming, "What are you doing?"
It is.
I'm just,
you know what? The one thing that
nothing like the
Chris
I remember though.
Here's the thing that catches my attention about this, that separates it, I think, far away from any other Resident Evil game, and I'm gonna even separate it away from Resident Evil 7 as well. Was that there is like no mention of Umbrella, virus, or anything. In fact, it looks closer to supernatural horror than it does to fucking like zombie horror.
I mentioned Van Helsing because it looked like the whole sort of Dracula's castle and werewolf.
Like,
yeah.
The thing, did you not notice? You seen there was a tablet thing with Umbrella's logo on it in the trailer.
Hang on, you've watched the trailer twice now.
Watching everything else.
I'm not having it.
He's also got a web page up.
Yeah, fuck this.
I haven't. Basically,
we can see it in your glasses.
Yeah.
I'm totally lying.
No,
I thought I was waiting for the mouse to go.
They've moved away from like the whole zombie apocalypse sort of situation now, which they did from what was 4 onwards, wasn't it? Where like basically it started with the Last Plagas, which the Resident Evil 3 remake basically hinted that Nemesis is the original holder of the Last Plagas or something, was it?
Yeah, we spoke about this previously, which was never going to see the light of day as it happened. But yeah, so we'll go into that because Capcom recently revealed that was the tie-in. That was how they wanted to do it from what original Resident Evil 3 was to what the RE3 remake's going to be, leading into... obviously, they've confirmed the RE4 remake now as well. Sometimes you just can't fucking leave a good thing alone. No.
I wasn't kidding. RE4 actually, but...
I mean, for me, I don't think they need to remake Resident Evil 4. You could go back and play Resident Evil 4 now. Sorry, getting off topic. Capcom, much like Rockstar, fucking twisting that rock, just... Anyway, yeah, I didn't expect something that looks. I didn't expect something that looks so goddamn supernatural. They were talking about it like it was the old wives' tales and things like that, and the old folklore. I was like,
they've gone back to what Resident Evil 4 was basically, that old like rustic town in the middle of nowhere. Just they probably don't expect but they don't expect a lot of monsters to attack, and then suddenly it happens. Yeah. It's the old Resident Evil formula, isn't it? But they always find a way to change it up so it's interesting again.
Can you do a Resi 7 playthrough so I can watch it before?
I'm gonna get it again. I think because I shoot myself playing it.
I think I've still got it, but I'll cry.
Tell you what, if you still got it, I'll leave that Resident Evil playthrough up to Obtrusive Ginger. He can take that one. He'll probably be able to give me fun-filled facts across the way as well about Resident Evil that I've probably missed.
I'm sure.
Because it is me going, this entire Easter egg blew my mind, and he went, bitch, please, I'll fucking take you on a path that will lead you into absolute insanity.
I've actually I've watched so many people make videos of the entire universe of Resident Evil.
Me and Bernie once.
It's massive, yeah.
Me and Bernie once watched an hour and 20-minute video of Resident 7 while you were asleep. But that's a story for a different time. What was next?
I'm saying other than that, I'm really looking forward to this. It's definitely something I'll be picking up.
I'll day one that one. Again, I'm curious as to see how this one plays out because it's been revealed the exact same way that RE7 was revealed. So I'm thinking, are we going to be RE2 remake and RE3 remake over the shoulder camera, sort of zombie monster fucking werewolf action shooter sort of situation? Are we going to go closer to Resident Evil 5? Or are we going to be back to that first person situation? And maybe you're not even playing as Chris. Chris is just in the story and you're still fucking Ethan following that.
Yeah, you're Ethan.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh man. Because he went through that man went through the ringer in RE7.
Don't spoil it because I will play it.
No spoilers. You'll have to just tune into Obtrusive Ginger's playthrough.
So next one was another announcement trailer, which was Fragmata, which is the guy in the spacesuit and the little girl in the random robotic cat.
Weird as fuck.
I saw that.
It was a weird one.
Yeah, I saw the helmet.
It was weird.
Very bizarre.
I mean, Cass is buying it immediately because Cass.
It felt very Destiny, the way the armor, the suit and that looked.
It might actually. It might be Destiny I'm thinking of rather than Anthem. Because I sort of looked at it, I was going, that's a bit.
It felt very Destiny with the moon.
And then there was. Honestly, I could only describe it by saying it sounds like it felt like it was from the mind of Hideo Kojima because it was just so fucking out there. I was like, okay, so this is happening. And then it was like, oh wait, reality's twisted in on itself. This building's now in a coil. And then the sky fell to pieces because a satellite smashed through it. Oh, we're on the moon.
And then there was some kind of giant green net.
It's literally like the developers have gone as close to Kojima's style without actually being Kojima.
It was so fucking nuts.
That's why I said it seemed like Death Stranding, because it was just like, even just the way that he got the little thing out before he shot it was just...
Yeah, you watch it and you just go...
There wasn't a lot to go off, though, was off the trailer.
Oh, absolutely not. I think a lot of what we saw, unless you look at it, specific AAA titles with gameplay and things like that, it's... to show off just how good this console's going to look. How good these...
That's going to be one that will definitely be on my list to keep an eye out on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has a good potential, that one.
I'll be keeping an eye
So,
on that one.
last but not least, before we talk about the actual console, is Horizon Forbidden West. Wow.
Yeah, I did fall.
Good.
Am I excited? I'm just a little bit excited. Quite excited about this one. Yes.
Yeah,
we're
good.
back.
Never played the Horizon games, but
Neither.
Good.
It does look good, though.
Staggering. Just beautiful. Beautiful to look at. Honestly, if you haven't played Horizon, I wouldn't even say go out and buy it. I would say watch a playthrough or watch a shorter version of it. It's stunning. This, like I say, much like Spider-Man, you could copy and paste the whole fucking game into a new story and develop the story, and I'd be happy with it. And again, you're looking at a new console with all of this new hardware, and you're just like, how can they possibly make this game look any fucking better than Zero Dawn? And they're like, oh, Forbidden West. Oh, okay. Sweet. I'm sure I saw and I might be mistaken, it was just a quick glimpse. It looked like the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco, is it?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Grassed over and things. I was like, so you're going to be visiting these sort of locations? I'm like, fucking, so excited.
It did mention America.
I'm so excited for that, man. Yeah, I was a huge fan of Zero Dawn. I'm just like, I'm good for it. I'm good. I'm all in. I don't really know if there's much else you can kind of add to that because it was. I can't remember how many awards Zero Dawn got. Again, you talk about female protagonists and how this seems to be the situation with a lot of these games now, but it was already happening right then. You're just like, fuck, it's just a continuation. I'm good.
Yeah.
I am good. I saw that. I heard it. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. We don't need anything else. We're good. We're laughing. I'm thrilled with that.
Yeah. Good. Oh, good. Right. So, here we are, lads. We find the console.
It's out. We know what it looks like.
And you know something?
So
I'm
different.
surprised with how it looks. I wasn't expecting that at all.
It's
I was
so
expecting like
so
a
different.
block or something like that. I wasn't expecting the whole twisted kind of plastic kind of design it's got.
Well, when we first seen the twisted bit, and it showed it, I was a bit like, I didn't know.
It's like,
I didn't know what it is. And then the more it showed it, and the more it sort of, I got to grips with what it looked like and things like that, and how it was, and looking over it and over it and over it.
I mean, if I were to
it's
go
just
back,
beautiful.
For me, they've said that the PS5 is going to break new ground, and the shape of it kind of backed that up because it goes away from just the solid boxes. Like the just the straight edges and the 90-degree angles. It's gone away from
Is this
that.
the image? Is this the image of the basic, like the V box thing?
I mean, here's some comments just from our chat group. That's rats. I feel sick. Looks better than a cuboid, to be fair. Prefer the 4. Xbox went simple. PlayStation fucks shapes. It's sexy as fuck. I'm genuinely a little upset. It's not as bad as the PS3. You know what? PlayStation 5 is the most beautiful console ever created. Change my fucking mind.
But in the essence of that, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It's its hardware in it.
It's a lot of what's in it.
It's all about the.
It's all about the.
There is something I'm going to give them, and I think it was across the way that it looked across the top. Now this is by the looks of it is going to be a vertically standing console. I'm going to give them this for design because it looked as though there was 2 fan vents rather than just the single. Because I don't know if any of you got a PlayStation 4 that's currently sat on its side. Fuck me, it's a magnet. It's a magnet for dust. And it's like I must have to empty this thing out like once every fucking 3 months, and you're just like, shit just starts to blow up, and it sounds like it sounds honestly like an SR-71 Blackbird's taken off in my fucking room half the time when I'm on a loading screen. So I'm like, yeah, nah. The vents and things look absolutely quality, great position. I'll give them that.
I have to say, I'm gonna want to hold the controller before like anything else because it looks comfortable. It does. I can't decide if it looks comfortable or not.
Who mentioned
you know
it?
What I mean?
Who mentioned about the size? Somebody had made a mention of the size of the controller on because he had the controller next to the console. I don't know how.
It's me, yeah.
In scale,
like it looks like 3 times the size.
But yeah, the console itself doesn't look any bigger than what your PlayStation 4 is.
I just think with the controller, I'm used to the analogs on an Xbox controller where they aren't right next to each other.
Well, there was a lot of this, right?
Out.
Yeah, there was a lot of this going around, and it was I think there was a lot of rumours that PlayStation were kind of going to take up that feel because that feels
going to be a bulkier.
Yeah, that it was going to be a heavier controller. Now, this to me does look like a heavier controller. But But I think they almost, I think probably bite your nose off, spite your own face kind of situation where they've said, "Well, fuck off. Our trademark is this is where the analog sticks are. Why would we move it? If you want the analog sticks there, you'll go out and buy an Xbox." And I kind of appreciate that. I'm like, yeah, actually, stick to your guns, stick to what you know, because, well, at the end of the day, you were here first. Let's not forget that one.
To be fair, you've got to understand as well that it is going to be a bigger controller because it's got so much more put into it.
Yeah, what was it? Adaptive. So there's the touch sense and things that they're talking about, but there's
The haptic stuff.
Yeah,
3D audio.
The audio.
I like the fact that the microphone's built into the controller.
Inbuilt mic. I was just gonna fucking say. Yeah, there's a jack there, but there's an inbuilt microphone.
Yeah,
which is, I'm like, that's pretty dope.
That'll kill off like Turtle Beach and stuff like that.
I don't know. My
obviously,
thing...
there's people are still going to buy.
Depends on how good the microphone actually is.
Yeah. A lot of it to do is to do more with not how good the microphone is in sound quality and what it picks up and projects. It's a lot to do with suppression. So if you were to stream in a game, you couldn't pick that controller up and use that to stream a game because, for instance, I've got that fan on right now and it'll pick that up instantly. That's why you use this, and you use Discord with noise suppression. I don't think a controller like that will come with a noise suppression. If it does, fucking honestly, that's off to you, Sony. If you
the instant thing I think of with an inbuilt controller is this all you're going to hear? It's like,
oh, so maybe it would have suppression in it then.
Like even with the microphone that I've got now, it still picks up keystrokes and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's got to have something about it.
Yeah, there must be some. I mean, it's not. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great idea. It's not going to knock the likes of Steel Series and things like that off the market. Nobody's ever going to turn around and go, "Why pay £300 for a headset when I can hold my controller like this and talk into it like this?" That another GIF. Yeah, it's not going to, destroy the market of headsets. People are still going to need headsets and half decent microphones and things like that to do streaming with. But it's clever. So it's clever if it's just you're jumping into a multiplayer game with a couple of lads and you don't really you don't need your headset. You might not even want to sit with your headset on or anything. If there's suppression there, it cuts out pressing buttons and analog stick clicks and things like that. Fucking hats off to you, Sony, because that's quality. That's absolutely class. I'll give you it.
As long as it does that.
The one that caught my attention, and they keep referring to them as adaptive triggers, I think is the phrase that they're using. I still don't...
It works with your own, like...
How much pressure you put on them.
Yeah, pressure. That's the word I was looking for. So if you're used to putting a little bit of pressure on for certain things, it'll work like that. So if... basically picks up your frustration.
So you're not talking... Yeah, that's
fucking
cool.
shout.
That's cool. I like that. God almighty. Fuck. How many of them are we going to go through playing Call of Duty?
But that'll be expensive.
Wait till you see the price tag and then work it out and you'll get through.
There was the thing with the touchpad as well. There's something happening with the touchpad. I can't remember where I've bloody seen this now. They were talking about kind of revamping it to make it a bit more... Because it's not really necessary in games. The touchpad is a button. It's a great little feature on these PS4 controllers, but if I asked you now, how many times have you used your touchpad on your PlayStation 4? Anybody?
Never, I haven't got one.
Tell you what, I used mine once on one game.
I used mine in GTX. You can scroll through your guns.
Mine was Detroit.
My one was on. That's all it is.
Mine was Detroit because it said swipe left, and I swiped left and realised that the PlayStation pad that I was currently using had already broken playing FIFA. My touchpad didn't work anymore, so I had to get a new pad. Actually, no, I didn't get a new pad. Thanks, Mark Caller. He dropped my other pad off. Shout out, Mike. Cheers, Mark, for saving the series, because that would have been a fucking disaster. Yeah, some of the accessories that you're looking at. Now this is why I put my hand up.
Before we go on to accessories,
shoot.
What about the built-in SSD?
Yes. Fuck it.
That's the new thing. That's the new thing.
Because you're talking about your ray tracing and things like that, and the visual demands that a lot of hard drives, the hardware that we're looking at right now, just it can't do it. The latest games now have texturing issues. It's almost like they're kind of making them with future hardware in mind, knowing that this can't quite keep up. So you are going to have rendering issues on textures.
Yes, the SSD will answer loading problems.
Yeah,
instantly.
I think we've discussed loading screens before, haven't we? When previous games have said there's no loading screens, and then magically you're in an elevator for 2 minutes while nothing's happening, and you're like, I'm stood in a fucking loading screen right now, you bastards.
Yeah, but if you've got the SSD, the loading screens are going to be less.
There will be.
We've been told it's just transitional, instant.
What it answers for me is the issue.
It's going to cut down on a lot of loading.
Well, it answers the issue for me on my favourite series of all time. Because the concern was in the Final Fantasy VII remake. You finish the Final Fantasy VII remake. The end of that is then when you go off into this massive open world, and everybody's then going, so how's the open world going to work? This could solve it. This could fucking do it. Where you're talking about maybe not huge, great open worlds, but great big fucking massive areas that feel open, and then a corridor that takes you into the next massive area, which is effectively the loading screen, and you're like, right, but you don't have as many corridors, you don't have as many elevators, those little situations where you just know you're loading up the next village, you bastard. Don't bullshit me. I know why I'm walking down this lane. I know they're having a conversation, and I know that there's cute music playing in the background, but I know what this is. I'm in a loading screen.
Cats, damn it.
Yeah, SSDs though, it adds to cost, which I think is scaring a lot of people right now. Because cost, I don't think there's...
Speaking of costs, what do you think the difference will be between the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 digital?
That's
I reckon it'll be 100 quid difference at least.
Now, it's strange, this, because it's odd for me that Sony are giving you this option. The reason I say this is because if you buy the digital, you're effectively then cutting yourself out of a market of being able to get buy a pre-owned game on Facebook. Any hard copy, you can't do that anymore. You must have some dollar in your burner if you're going to buy the digital version, because you then absolutely 100% know, Cass, and get that smile off your face, because you just don't want the disc tray look. Because you then know that no matter what, you can't. Like, I couldn't go out and get Spider-Man now. We talked about Spider-Man, and I said, you know what? If you go out and buy that game and play that game, you couldn't go do that. You would have to download it digitally. Yep.
How many people will go? The digital version's £100, £150 cheaper. I'm gonna get that. But then go, oh, if I went down to CEX, I could get Spider-Man for 15, 20 quid, but it's still £45 on store.
Yeah, and that's it.
But I'm gonna have to buy it on store.
It's a clever way of them. I don't get me wrong. I think this is the way that things are going now. So yeah, eventually
the console as well looks a lot sleeker in the digital.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll still be getting the original.
They know exactly what they've done putting that disc tray there, because you'll look at it one day, you'll buy that, you'll look at it one day and go, it's just a bit offset, really, isn't it? Doesn't really need to be there. Yeah,
it's one of the things that I wasn't keen on.
Well, I'm just
lumping it.
All I think of it is every single time that I look at that. Now, think of it this way: you can buy the digital version, and you can just go with digital games, and you'll never be able to play another pre-owned ever. You'll have to digitally download it. Or you buy the PlayStation with the booty, and you're sorted. Because everybody loves that ass.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tap that ass.
You've just sold it. You've just sold it to me.
Sold the original there.
The booty.
I'm not going to be able to look at the PS5 Sony, without seeing an ass on it.
Just save you some money. I'm going to call it the fucking PlayStation Beyonce. I'm good.
PlayStation Knowles.
PlayStation Knowles.
Anyway?
yeah, the other one, accessories. And this concerns
Are you going to
me.
get all these with them though? Like, are you going to get the headset? Are you going to get the media control? Are you going to get them within?
Absolutely fucking not. Never.
You'll have to buy a special edition.
Oh, that'll be a big.
You're looking.
pack.
That camera is going to be 150 quid.
Yeah,
No, apparently you get the camera with it.
Yeah, you got the Connect with the Xbox. How much extra did that cost? You'll get the charging station. Again, will be another 60 to 80 quid at least.
Which would piss me off. And the charging station is the one that worries me the most, is because when I spotted it, these are all inbuilt on the controller now. So there's not the option like, and I don't have it next to me because I lent it to Sharpie because he broke his playing Call of Duty. You're welcome. The battery packs. So there's no function for that anymore. You have to have this charging port. Also, how much is the charging port? Oh, the charging port's £50. Oh, okay. So that's an add-on. You're just like, is there a battery version of the controller?
Something that's got me, but obviously
USB-C on the bottom
it's a progression. Motherfuckers have gone USB-C. You can't use anything with anything.
Yeah, there is. See, I mean, no pun intended. See, there is the option, I think, like to charge it like that. But these charging ports and things, you just go on. It's frustrating because that will probably cost. And don't get me wrong, actually, now that I think about it, there will be knockoff companies that come out and release one for 30 quid. And I'll absolutely buy it. 100%.
Something like that, they make out like all the cheap yans.
I think mine's by a company called, I want to say Venom. And I don't think they spelt Venom correctly. I think something like that. I mean, you look at the feckin' headset. And don't get me wrong, the headset looks fucking gorgeous. But
I like comfort.
Yeah, that'll cost you a goddamn fortune as well. So again, you look at it and go, is the PlayStation 5 headset going to outdo the Steel Series? I don't know. Is it an accessory that's necessary? Or is that aimed at new gamers? For the next generation of gamers coming, and it comes with it? Media remote, actually. Bang. I'll give them this one.
Yes.
I'll give them this. Thank God for that. Because, Jesus, I get bored of typing in, like, just... yeah, with the PS Pad.
Remember when they used to fetch the plug-in keyboard under the controller?
I remember them.
Yeah, aye.
I hope it's like a wireless point and click, like the Wii.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they had a sensor that you could point and click the media remote, so you could aim at what you're typing in.
Honestly, I'd go one further, and I'd think now that the way that things are looking at it, I'd say it might be going closer to what you'd look at as the Alexa. I don't know what just happened. Everybody's audio cut there.
Do you think it'll have a microphone in it, so you could just
PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
Load up Pornhub.com.
Just with PlayStation 4 just fucking loaded up. Cheers, mate. That's an inbuilt command that I've got. No, I do it with my Alexa, except I'm like, Alexa, play illegal
girls.
Illegal IPTV. Ha ha ha. You'll never catch me. Yeah, and shit like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes with that kind of microphone inbuilt function, much like the Amazon and things like that. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's what it'll be on the controller, though, won't it? It's got the built-in microphone, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, there we go.
And here's the big question: will it pick up Cumbrian?
Will it? Fuck matter. Will it? Fuck.
I didn't.
I said PlayStation Meta. I said PlayStation Meta. Play that game I was on it.
Play that game.
Did you want?
Yeah, PlayStation.
Season 3.
Divot up on Netflix.
Divot up on Netflix.
I don't know. I ran out of something to say there.
No, all in all, I'm good with it. I'm sold. I'm sold on the PlayStation.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. I'll make a comparison to. And the reason I've sold on PlayStation so far, currently, Sony 1, Microsoft 0, because Microsoft, I think, are relying far too heavily on Infinite. They're relying far too heavily on Halo Infinite carrying that console. We haven't seen any true in-game footage. We've got a lot of trailer kind of feed stuff. At least we've seen some things with these games. Maybe not as much as people intended and people hoped, but we've seen something. But Microsoft haven't given us anything yet.
This could be a kick up Microsoft, though.
Oh, yeah.
It could be a kick right up to Microsoft. They need to show more footage.
Waited so long to release.
Oh, they nailed it. Somebody mentioned it the other day. So while Microsoft have been releasing things in drips and drabs, and you're kind of going throughout the year and you're going, oh, well, it builds up a suspense, it builds up an excitement. Sony have given you fucking nothing until one event. And then everybody watches it and goes, they sell you it in one event, they sell you it in one moment, and they market it very well. And on top of that, it looks fucking gorgeous. Changed my mind. Nobody's changing my mind on that one. Comment section, changed my mind. You ain't changing my mind. Best console. Just best looking console ever.
Console since the N64.
Oh, I mean, come on. That was... Let's... Oh, no.
Think about that controller.
The console. Controller, Jesus Christ. That thing was diabolical. I don't know. I don't really understand whose anatomy they looked at and went, yeah, I think they'll be able to hold this and work this properly with no problems whatsoever.
What
the fuck is this? So why is there a third
do I hold
stick?
the middle and the right, or do I hold the left and the right, or do I hold the left and the middle?
I joke you not. I'll never forget this. So bollocks to it. If we'll close out on this one, I'll never forget this. The first time I held an N64 controller, I held it from the middle with the stick, and I held it from the right where the buttons were, and I used my little finger all the way to the seat because I ain't got a fucking clue how to hold it.
Honestly, I think I ignored this. Because of the Nintendo 64, I still ignore the D-pad to this day on a controller.
It was training us. That's what it was. Thank you, Nintendo. I know this was an entire Sony podcast and the PlayStation 5 reveal, but thank you, Nintendo, for teaching me. Fuck the D-pad.
Anything else? PlayStation 1 taught me to use my elbow to run international track and field.
I'm going to close out like this. I'm not moving.
We're just going to close out like that. So I guess we could probably wrap this up and say that's the end of 110 podcast episode 1, which ain't a bad shout. That's been your PlayStation 5
episode 1, attempt 4.
Episode 1, attempt 4. Yeah, it's been a while coming. Yeah, superb. There's going to be more of these in the pipeline for future releases and things like that. Yes, do check out Average Mike on YouTube. Do check out Obtrusive Ginge on YouTube. Check out Casson. He's a good looking lad. And my name is Bernie13. Like and subscribe to all these channels, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace out.